Maraming salamat sa ating Executive Secretary sa kanyang pagpakilala. Secretary Luke Bersamin at ang kalihim ng Department of Labor and Employment, ang ating Secretary Bienvenido Laguesma. Andito rin po ang ating Speaker of the House of Representatives, Speaker Martin Romualdez, at ang nagbahagi sa atin ng commemorative stamp, ang Postmaster General and CEO of the Philippine Postal Corporation, Luis Carlos, ang naging awardee of ng mga outstanding workers of the Republic. Congratulations at binabati ko po kayo. My fellow workers in government, ang ating mga kasama at kabalikat sa private sector, ating mga bisita, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat. Isang maligayang pagbati sa mga kapwa kong manggagawang Pilipino ngayong araw ng manggagawa. Ikinararangal ko na buksan ang bakuran ng Malacanang sa mga natatanging panauhing kumakatawan sa sektor ng manggagawa, kasama ang mga opisyal ng pamahalaan at mga development partners natin sa pangunguna ng International Labor Organization. Taus-puso ang aking pagkakaisa sa pagkikilala sa kontribusyon ng ating mga manggagawa. Hindi lamang sa pagpapanatili ng pagkakaisa at magandang samahan sa industriya, kung hindi rin, pati rin sa pagpapaunlad ng ating ekonomiya. Exactly 50 years ago, on these very same grounds, my father, then President Ferdinand Marcos Sr., signed the Labor Code of the Philippines in the presence of representatives of various sectors. The Labor Code, born out of the vision for development, employment, and social justice, has been one of the most enduring pieces of social legislation in the country. In his own words, I quote, I remember them vividly, growth will always be tempered by justice, and development will always be weighed by the dignity of man. Leading the celebration of its golden anniversary of the 122nd Labor Day, I proudly reaffirm the government's commitment to champion the rights of Filipino workers in pursuit of development and prosperity. Today, we stand in awe of the remarkable contributions of Filipino workers here in the country and also abroad. I offer them our gratitude and recognition as beacons of hope, as important pillars of our country's foundation. It has been their dedication and tireless pursuit of a better life for their loved ones which fuel the engine of progress in our nation. Gamit ang Philippine Development Plan bilang gabay, nagsusumikap ang pamahalaan upang mapabuti ang kalagayan ng mga manggagawa. Mapatatag ang ekonomiya, lumikha ang mga karagdagang trabaho at masugpo ang kahirapan sa bansa. My fellow workers, we aim not just for job growth, but for quality and green jobs that are aligned with our vision for a sustainable human capital-centered economy. The Labor and Employment Plan for 2023 to 2028, which I approved last August, supports these goals through strategies that achieve decent work for all and inclusive social protection. Last September, I also signed the Trabajo para sa Bayan Act to bolster our jobs creation efforts, which help address various challenges like job skills mismatch, underemployment, and youth employment. In addition, we shall also continue to invest in upskilling and reskilling our workers in partnership with the private sector. I have directed DOLE to prioritize addressing underemployment by promoting training in skills that the local and international labor markets need and ensure that there is placement for those who are going to be trained. Through the TESDA, more than 2 million Filipinos have graduated from technical and vocational training courses, and over 1 million have been certified since we came into office. we are very serious about enhancing the skills of all Filipino workers, marking them job-ready for the technical and digital jobs that will be opened through the investments that we have secured. In 2023 alone, our investment promotion agencies approved almost 1.7 trillion pesos in investments in various sectors. These investments are expected to create almost 108,000 jobs for our people in that year alone. Kasama po dito ang mga investors na nahikayat natin sa mga pagpupulong sa ibang bansa. Sa ngayon, 8 proyekto ang umaarangkada ang negosyo dito sa Pilipinas. Mayroon din 21 na negosyanteng nahikayat natin na ngayon ay nagpaparehistro na para makapagsimula ng pamumunuhan sa bansa. Sila ay kabilang sa halos 200 na proyekto na kasalukuyang inaabangan ng DTI na nakakahalagang 4 na trilyong piso. Ang ating Build Better More Infrastructure Program ay inaasahan din na magpapaigting at pag-angat sa ekonomiya. Kasunod dito ang pag-angat sa kalidad at kakayahan ng ating mga manggagawa. In this administration, we continue to prioritize the protection of our workers, guided by international labor standards as found in the International Labor Organization Convention. This is why in February of 2024, the Philippines deposited the instrument of ratification of the Violence and Harassment Convention number 190 with the ILO. And the Philippines became the 38th country in the world and the first in ASEAN to ratify Convention number 190. This affirms the fundamental right of individuals to a workplace that is free from violence and harassment. Dagdag pa rito, noong nakaraang taon, ating linagdaan ang Executive Order number 23 upang pagtibayin ang karapatan ng mga manggagawa na mag-organisa. Itong nakaraang Biyernes ay naaprubahan na ang joint guidelines upang maitupad ito na maayos. Sa ating mga overseas Filipino workers, alam ko po na daman-daman ninyo ang pagkalinga ng Department of Migrant Workers sa ilalim na mapayapang Secretary Tuts Ople at ng bagong kalihim na si Hans Kakdak. Without a doubt, OFWs have had a significant role in our nation's prosperity. It exemplifies the best of what the Philippines can offer the world. We continue to assure our OFWs that within our bagong Pilipinas, this administration will never cease to provide protection, growth, and development for themselves and for their families. So on this Labor Day, I task the DMW with these simple but crucial objectives. First, strengthen protection of OFWs by making sure that government will be there during their hour of need. Towards this end, let us continue to mobilize the 2.8 billion peso Action Fund and provide protection for distressed OFWs to attain justice and be safe from harm during global crises and emergencies. Let us also likewise provide forms of assistance to OFWs requiring welfare, repatriation, and reintegration services. Second, let us strengthen our efforts on labor diplomacy at the bilateral and multilateral levels and realize our shared responsibility with host countries to ensure safe and ethical recruitment processes and just and humane conditions for our OFW. Third, let us empower our OFWs as our partners in nation building. Hence, I have directed the DMW, the DOLE, and all other government agencies to strengthen program coordination and development for the reintegration of returning OFWs. Para naman sa mga contract of service at job order personnel ng pamahalaan, marahil narinig na ninyo pero uulitin ko po, tayo ay nagdesisyon na ipagpatuloy ang inyong serbisyo hanggang sa 2025. Pag-aaralan natin mabuti ang angkop na struktura sa pamahalaan. Gagawa tayo ng mga mainam na programa upang matulungan kayong makamtan ang civil service eligibility at maging permanenteng kawani ng pamahalaan. Patuloy din na kumikilos ang gobyerno upang maibsan ang epekto ng dulot ng pagtaas ng presyo ng mga bilihin at ang ating nararanasan ngayon na El Nino. Hindi po tayo nagkukulang sa pagbabantay ng presyo ng bilihin at sinisiguro natin na may sapat na supply upang maiwasan ang pagtaas ng presyo ng ating mga produkto. Dahil sa matinding init, tumataas ang konsumo ng kuryente na nakakadagdag sa pag-akyat ng presyo. Kahapon lamang ay kumilos na ang Energy Regulatory Commission o ERC upang pansamantalang isuspindi ang operasyon ng tinatawag na Wholesale Electricity Spot Market o WESM kapag may diniklarang red alert ang System Operator o NGCP. Ito ay naglalayon na pigilan ang pagtaas ng presyo ng kuryente sa gitna ng kalamidad na dulot ng El Nino. Sa mga susunod na araw, ay magpapaabot tayo ng tulong pinansyal sa mga lubhang naapektuhan ng El Nino sa buong bansa. Yaong mga nasiraan, mga pananim at kabuhayan dahil sa tagtuyot. Ito ay dagdag lamang sa mga programang pinapatupad ng Department of Agriculture, ang DOLE, ang DSWD. Uunahin po natin ang mga kapatid natin sa Mindanao na naapektuhan ng tagtuyot. Ngayong taon ay pinalawig natin ang benepisyo sa ilalim ng PhilHealth. Itinaas ng PhilHealth ng 30% ang mga case rates na kanilang mga benefit packages. Itinaas din ito ang Z-Benefit Package para sa breast cancer mula 100,000 pesos hanggang sa lagpas 1 milyong piso. Pinalalawig din ng PhilHealth ang konsulta package upang madagdagan ng mga diagnostic test. Nitong 2023, naitala natin ang Pag-ibig Fund, ang pinakamalaking pautang para sa pabahay na nagkakahalaga ng higit 126 na bilyong piso. Bahagi nito ang Affordable Housing Loan Program ng Pag-ibig Fund para sa ating mga manggagawa. So as we know these accomplishments that we have made together, I am equally determined to push forward to accomplish even more for our workers. This year's Labor Day will also mark another milestone towards the realization of the long-envisioned and awaited Workers' Rehabilitation Center. This 50-hectare property of the Employees' Compensation Commission in Tanay will serve as a sanctuary and a place of rehabilitation for our workers and soldiers who suffer from work-related injuries. The building of this facility is a just and fitting honor to those who have sacrificed much for the progress of the nation. Today, we also recognize exemplary workers who have exhibited outstanding performance and have given significant contribution in their fields. In partnership with the Rotary Club of Manila and the People Management Association of the Philippines, the Department of Labor and Employment led the announcement of the winners of the Outstanding Workers of the Republic or the Tower Awards. Congratulations, palakpakan po natin ang ating mga awardees. Allow me to extend my sincerest congratulations to the awardees and their families. Your hard work and contribution to our labor force and nation building inspires us all to double our efforts to realize our collective goals. So as we honor our workers today, activities in key areas have also been lined up to bring assistance to thousands of beneficiaries nationwide. As I speak, the TUPAD cash assistance and livelihood benefits are being distributed to hundreds of thousands of workers, while Kadiwa centers will continue to cater to farmers, workers' associations, and consumers alike to buy and sell basic goods at lower prices. Sa ating masugid na pagpapatupad ng Philippine Development Plan, maiaahon natin ang Pilipino mula sa kahirapan at maiaangat ang antas ng kanilang pamumuhay. As President, I call on the regional tripartite wage and productivity boards to initiate a timely review of the minimum wage rates in their respective regions with due consideration to the impact of inflation, amongst others, within 60 days prior to the anniversary of their latest wage order. I call on the National Wages and Productivity Commission to review its rules to ensure that the boards are able to maintain a regular and predictable schedule of wage review, issuance, and effectivity to reduce uncertainty and enhance fairness for all stakeholders. I call on Congress to pass laws that will support the attainment of our jobs creation agenda, including the Enterprise-Based Education and Training Program Law, the Revised Apprenticeship Program Act, and the Create More Law, or the Law on Corporate Recovery and Tax Incentives for Enterprises to maximize opportunities for reinvigorating the economy. Sa lahat ng mga manggagawang Pilipino, muli ako'y nagpapasalamat sa inyo. Kayo, ang puso at kaluluwa ng ating lakas paggawa, ang nagsusulong ng ating tagumpay at ang dahilan kung bakit patuloy tayong nangangarap para sa isang mas maliwanag na bukas. Kayo ang muka ng bagong Pilipinas, magagaling, masisipag at punong-puno ng dedikasyon, kaya't nararapat lamang na bigyan ng dangal, respeto at paghahanga. Masa po kayo na ang mga manggagawang Pilipino sa loob o sa labas man ng bansa ay patuloy na aalagaan ng pamahalaan. Ang kanilang mga karapatan at kapakanan ay tiyak at tunay na tinututukan ng kinauukulan. Maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat. Isang makabuluhang paggunita sa araw ng paggawa. Mabuhay ang bawat manggagawang Pilipino. Maraming salamat po.